Hello friends, I am Shane Desai and today I am going to present my thoughts on the recent and the burning topic, that is artificial intelligence or AI and the contemporary education. Now the word AI or artificial intelligence booming in this era of digital humanities and technological world has widely and swiftly spreaded in almost all parts of the globe. But as everything in this world has two sides, or rather I would say that there are multiple sides, the same is with the artificial intelligence. It has its pros and cons too. But I am leaned more towards the gloomy, adverse, somber, or I can also say that the darker side of the AI or artificial intelligence. The term or the word AI has been coined out by an American computer scientist and cognitive scientist named John McCarthy in 1950s, and he is also known as the father of AI in the world. And Dabala Rajgopala Reddy is known as the Indian father of AI. But these two are the early examples or the early pioneers of AI. But on the contrary, if we see the recent or modern figure or the towering mammoth, gigantic, huge baronial figure of AI, or it would be more appropriate to say him as the godfather of the technology or the godfather of AI, named Geoffrey Hinton, who was previously employed to Google, has now quit. And due to his immense contribution to the field, the world today has been gifted with the technology or AI chatbot called ChatGPT on 30th November 2022. But in one of the interviews taken by the BBC America, Hinton provided the reason for his resignation. And he said, and I quote, "I quit Google to speak freely about the dangers of AI, and I deeply regret my profound contribution to the field, causing wreak havoc to the cognitive behavioral pattern of the human beings in this world." Hinton has started working day and night, and mark my words, Geoffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, his age is 75 years, and he has started working day and night to withdraw the technology which he has given to the world. But apart from this, my emphasis is on the question that what role does AI plays in education, and what are its challenges and impacts. Now the very idea of AI creeping and skulking into the field of education and taking the role of teacher not only is humbug, bogus, but also absurd, futile and fruitless. The notion and technology of AI, if analyzed from the socio-cultural Indian frame of reference and its amalgamation and the interspersion and entanglement in the Indian education system and history, is not only contradictory but also paradoxical and oxymoronic. In Indian culture and tradition, a teacher is not only the person who teaches, but he is reverend and given respect as a guru, which is a Sanskrit word. And if we dissect the word guru and if we find the etymology of the word, then gu in the word guru, gu means darkness, and ru means one who vanishes the darkness. That means guru is the person who vanishes the darkness from an individual's life. But in the name of modernity and for the sake of mutability, AI and its implication in the discipline, discourse and domain of education is merely a euphemism of pseudo development or showing so-called Hippocratic development of the field and the country. Now let me explain the adverse effect of AI in the field of education by a contemporary example, that how an AI can destroy and demolish the human cognitive behavioral pattern. Recently, after the pandemic period, during the post-pandemic period, one of the schools in London hired a robot as a teacher to teach in the lower grades, that is to the small kids from LKG to grade 5th. The result of this was that it was observed that after many months, the students who studied under this teacher, robot teacher, was suffering were suffering with speech impediment. They were unable to speak properly, and most of the students are even today going through the treatment of speech therapy. So this is the devastating effect of AI or robot in the field of education. The other negative aspect is that a robot cannot be as good as teacher or as good as a human being can. The role of teacher is not only to provide knowledge to the students, but it is more important to uplift, empower and elevate them emotionally, psychologically, morally, ethically, and to mold a student into a better human being. If I have to give a similar metaphor, if I have to justify the example, then I would give this metaphor that a teacher is like a potter and the student is like a clay. As a potter breaks, shapes and molds the clay to build a perfect utensil, similarly the teacher also plays the role of potter, breaking, shaping and molding the student as a perfect human being. And as it is said in literature, that literature is the mirror of the society, there are many examples in the literature that portrays and depicts the devastating and apocalyptic role of artificial intelligence and technologies. For example, the novel written by the Canadian writer Margaret Atwood, Oryx and Crake. Another novel written by a Polish writer named Stanislaw Lem, Solaris. Machines Like Me, another novel written by British writer named Ian McEwan. And not limited to that, but an Indian writer named Manjula Padmanabhan has also written showing the devastating effect of AI and technology named Harvest, which is actually a play, not novel, sorry. And this is an award-winning play which was written back in 1995 or 1997, sorry. And all this novel shows the apocalyptic effect of AI and technology in the human life and the human cognitive behavioral pattern. And I would like to conclude by saying I came across this beautiful quote online, and I would like to present it in front of you, that education is not the amount of information that is put into human brain. It must have man-making, character-making and life-building assimilation of ideas. Then only by that means of education something can be gained in the world. And as India is the soul of great gurus, then this tradition cannot be replaced, or the technology or artificial intelligence cannot even take the role of teacher in India. Thank you.